Hello again. Hello again. For you guys just chiming in, I'm going to see if oh, there we go. The comments are turned back on. Live chat. Okay, sweet. I just want to make. Top live chat. Yeah, we're on live chat. Okay. All right, there we go. So I just did a quick live. If you didn't catch it, it's probably uploading. But I went back in and got the chats rolling on this one. So anyway, I thought I'd just do a quick Q&A because I was just on and didn't have the comments, but now we're good to go. I'm seeing all kinds of folks come in. Sean, thanks you're watching Amazon Prime today. Thank you. Dude, Herman, you left a review on Amazon. Dude, you guys rock. UCAN Overland, 5 stars. Yes. Thank you so much for doing that. That really helps. Man. Justin, how you doing? Stoll 915. How do you like that 4-wheel camper I'm in? I'm loving it. I'm loving this camper that I'm in right now. I will show you a little bit about it. It's a little top secret project that we're working on. It's not that top secret, but I wish it, oh, I can flip it. Okay, here we go. So I'm working on it. Hey, Kevin. This is my new life right here. This is one of my new projects. What was the brand of soft bags you use in Montana? That brand right there, Red Ox. They're awesome. Go check them out. Hey, Sean, how are you? I haven't seen inside yours. Now you can see inside this one. Let's see. Taylor Morgan says he asked the first question. What are we doing to prepare for World War Z? Already have prepared. We've got 5, 6 bug out vehicles to our heart's content right now here at the Expedition Overland X Hangar. If I had to pick one to go bug out in, it'd be the one I'm sitting in right now because it's got a heater, it's got long range fuel tanks, and it would just be really comfortable. Let's see what else we got. Next would be probably the Habitat. And it's running in a kind of a bug out situation right now in the Arctic with the Giordano's being stuck up there. So, I mean, they're living it right now. William asked, where would you go if you had to bug out? Well, of course, that's top secret. And but if I were to go somewhere, let's play that game for a second. Let's just play that game for fun. You would want the ability of water and resources, probably far enough from town, but not too far that you couldn't go in and get stuff without depleting vehicle resources, is like fuel. If we were to be playing the overland bug out game. What else? And be in a place where that has good visibility and hopefully a place to build a good community of maybe other people. Yeah. Daniel says, any changes due to current virus situation? No, not yet. There are a few things out there that could, if the coronavirus thing doesn't settle down a little bit in a month or so, it could have an impact on us. But as of right now, we are full steam ahead. We are looking at contingency plans, but even the contingency plans are no different than stuff we usually plan for anyway. It just basically comes down to schedules get pushed, but the show will go on, literally. So Cody says, when will we see the first X3 Arctic content? That is a good question. We are looking at May or June for that. This trip is special because they're going up and getting all the content, downloading it, and we'll be editing it here at the X Hangar over the next couple months and launching it. So, yeah. So we think call it June to be safe, but we'll cut it as fast as possible, but as slow as necessary. Does that make sense? So, yeah. All right. What else do we got? You bet, Cody. No problem. I only see a few comments that come up, so I'll take the next one that I see and go. Let's see. Ooh, everyone's typing. I can see it. How many rolls of TP? We're down to half a bag of Costco rolls, but I think we'll be fine. We're going to be fine. Next one. I wish they'd stay up. Let's see, but they don't. Just got my first 4Runner. What do you recommend for first upgrade? Tires. And it's not because we're sponsored by General Tire that I say that. It really is the first thing that you should probably upgrade. Depending on the tires, if you got a good all-terrain tire on there right now, run them. But if you don't, if it's got like a street tire, kind of the highway tire sort of thing, I would upgrade your tires. Get into a good all-terrain off the bat, and maybe go +1 size, but don't be afraid to run a stock size either. So yeah, that's the first mod I would do. Second would be, man, depending on the suspension that's on it, if it's stock, you'll be able to go for quite a while. So next would be a refrigerator. Refrigerators are great. Yeah. Justin also asked, what do you prefer, camper or rooftop tent? Well, I like them both. Or truck camper versus trailer. Ooh, man. Well, all of this comes down to how you intend to use the vehicle. I'm sitting in a camper right now, and I have a very specific purpose for why I built this camper out. I know that I can't rip like I can in like the Tacoma or the Land Cruiser or the Tundra with rooftop tents and all that stuff. With the camper, I'm going to be slower, and I'm okay with that because I want the ability to slow down, stop, fish, hunt, explore, and live comfortably out and about and move slower. XO has always required us to move fast, so rooftop tents become a great thing. They're light, they're easy set up and tear down, respectively. And then when it comes to trailers, that's a great way to build out a go truck to go out and overland without modifying the main vehicle heavily. Especially their trailers are excellent for guys that are using like their daily driver to go out. Like that guy who just bought the new 4Runner, put some tires on it, he could buy a trailer, and then he's pretty much set up. He can go out and I mean, he could travel the world that way if he wanted to. And then when he gets home on the weekend, he can, or after the weekend, he can park the trailer, and his daily driver is Harley modified, but he was able to go out and do awesome camping and things like that. It's certainly luxurious, but that's what I think the benefits are between camper rooftop tent and camper trailer. So, yeah, let's see. What's the next one? Taylor, thanks so much for leaving a review on Amazon for us. That really helps us on all the seasons. It is incredible. Ooh, Crockett 20. Since starting this journey, what is one thing you would do different? Ooh, that's a good question. I would enjoy the ride more. If I was able to go back in time, I guess that's not quite your question. I would try and soak up where we are in the moment a lot better. I've been pushing so hard for so many years that I look back and I'm like, yeah, I kind of missed out on where we were at that time because I was so forward thinking and trying to push it, And yeah, I would go, if I could go back in time, I'd change that. I'd have a better mindset of being in the present when trying to build Expedition Overland. So, Nightfall 22. How's the family? Love watching the boys go with you. Thank you. Family's great. They're all actually in the house right now. Let's see, 2 of them went skiing today and had a good half day before they shut the mountain down. And then Yeah, I got another buddy over here with Ryder. Shelly's in the house, and we're all doing great. We're doing really good. Life life is in a good spot. So, yeah, thanks for asking. Um, and we'll be taking some more trips this summer. You just wait, and I'm sitting in the rig that we'll be doing it in. So, um, let's see. Is a Hilux and a Tacoma the same thing? Visa K, if I caught it right. No, they're not. They're not. They're completely different platforms. They're brother sister trucks. The Hilux has a higher payload and often comes with a diesel variant. Um, the Tacoma is gasoline and is built spec for Canada and the US. And they're not, as far as I know, they're not sold anywhere else other than Canada, US, and Mexico. I'll probably get corrected on that, but that's obviously the the main market. Funny thing about Hilux and Tacoma, all of us here in the US, eh, we all want the Hilux. It's got a bigger payload and it's kind of like the grass is greener. You go down, you talk to a lot of people in Australia when we were down there, they all wanted the Tacoma. So I think it's just be happy with what we got. They're all great platforms, but the Hiluxes are really neat. Yeah. What else we got here? I have two kids under 3 trying to get back into the hobby. Any full size trucks you would recommend? Yeah, I think any of the full size. I'm really a big fan of the Ram. The Ram 3500 has crazy good payload capabilities. You can put campers on it like this. This is sitting on my Prospector, and you're going to not run out of GVW very easily, and it'll hold the family. But yeah, anything that you can get into that you can afford and that's going to give you some payload and get you off the grid is the one you should buy. So that's awesome that you're getting your kids back out there. A lot of times with people, we say um, when they're really little, it's tough to travel with kids. I'll be honest. There's no really great secret. There's things that take the edge off, but traveling with little kids is a lot of work. We didn't do it a lot, frankly. We didn't. We just, of course, at the time, life was a little different then, but um, we just did the best we could and went on shorter trips and didn't put a whole lot of pressure on it. And that's what I would recommend for other people too. Just take the pressure off. Um, let's see. Next question. How's the P-Core tray been? We love them. Right now they're the best thing out there. The keyless remote locks and it's awesome. Angelo asks, what rigs do you currently have in XO hangar? We have a Prospector that I'm sitting in right now. I'm giving away too much. And then right behind me is the Tundra, and it's getting prepped for a mission coming up. Tony Brunson, did I catch that right? Tony, you ask, when is the Wolfland movie coming out? I don't know. Is the short answer to that. We have submitted it to film festivals, which is what is the best thing for the film. Hopefully, it gets into festivals here coming up. We've gotten a few no's, but we're still quite a few yeses potentially ahead of us. And once we get a couple festivals under our belt, it's going to help us hopefully sell the film for more and get it to platforms like Netflix or Amazon or Hulu or something. Disney Plus. I have no idea. But that's the idea. Going in through festival route with a film gives you credibility, and that allows you to hopefully move the film to a better place and make money at it. So let's see. Is the team having issues because of all the travel restrictions? Not yet. Huffaluffagus asks, Clay, are you still flying? Yes, I am. And for the most part, weather in Montana has been real bad. It's been real kind of just odd. Flying in the winter here is a real challenge. But Ty and I and Brian were all together just recently at separate times, but we were all discussing our itch to get out and fly again. So. Jeremy H. just read your comment about your travels. That is awesome. Thank you for letting me know that. And that's inspiring to see you out there traveling and doing all that. Yeah, so cool. When is the next expedition? There's one underway right now with the Giordano's and the X3 Arctic truck. Another one's about to launch in a month, and then I'll be doing stuff this summer. Shara Rajana, you are relentless. Can I join your team, please? Sorry, can't. I don't want to crush your dreams, but that's the short answer. I don't know you. Oh, I'm sure you're great, though. Let's see. What else do we got? I'm going to go to the very bottom. Eduardo Sitan says, how's the long-range fuel tank? Great. Long-range fuel tanks are one of these things that you're like, I don't know if I need it. You know, it's expensive to put it in and all that. And then once you have one, you're like, how did I not have this 10 years ago? You know, it just opens up so many opportunities to be out, and it takes a lot of headaches away. You stop thinking about fuel because you just have it. So they're treating us really great. I highly recommend them if you can afford them. That's the caveat. Let's see what else we got. EV operator. I just purchased a 2018 Land Cruiser. How do you feel about an extended range fuel tank for this application, looking at 12 to 40 gallons? Okay, right in line with what we just talked about. We have a 2016 200 series Land Cruiser, and we put in the 24-gallon version, and I think it's perfect. The 12, Kurt Williams runs the 12-gallon tank on his, and he runs around the deserts of Utah all the time. And he thinks that's perfect. We tow a trailer oftentimes with our Land Cruiser 200, and so we doubled up the capacity. The stock tank is 25.5 gallons, if I'm not mistaken, and the long-range automotive tank is 24. So we basically doubled the range on it, and it has been awesome. Going to the 40, we had a 40-gallon 100 series tank. Back on our first one on X1, the 100 series Land Cruiser. It was awesome too. It's just a lot of fuel, and it hangs down really low, and it's a lot of weight when it's full. So you just have to be really prepared to compensate for that. So I think the sweet spot, if you're towing a trailer, is the 24. And if you're just ripping around like Kurt is, go with the 12. I don't think you can go wrong. Let's see. Runner79 just submitted a review on Amazon. Thank you. You guys rock. That helps a lot. VH Millsy says, would you ever do an expedition with more limited gear again, similar to your first series? For sure. Yeah, no problem in doing things with limited gear. Frankly, limited gear can actually add a lot of fun to a trip. Yeah, we're very fortunate to be sponsored and have access to really good equipment. But having every bell and whistle is not the answer. A lot of times, it's that classic, if you've never had money and then you finally get money kind of thing, and then you find out you're still not happy. It's kind of the same thing. You can get all the gear and realize that the experience really hasn't changed. It's not the reason for doing it. The reason for doing it is the experiences that you're getting with your buddies and your friends, and the sights that you get to see, and how it improves you as a person. The gear is just kind of whatever, get what you can, that suits the needs of your trip, but it really isn't the focus. And so it's really fun to do all kinds of things with different gear, but I was actually just thinking about doing a shorter trip in my 62 series, which is really basic. Front bumper, rear bumper, sliders, fridge in the back, no tent, go, So anyway, Tiger Tank 4567 says, what cell booster do you guys use? We use the WeBoost, the 4G one with the big trucker's antenna, and that seems to be working pretty well. How has the roof tents been in the cold of winter? Well, it's a tent, so it is what it is. The smaller tents are warmer. The heavier tents, like the Easy On rooftop tents, have a heavier canvas. They tend to be a little bit warmer. But it's sleeping in a tent in the winter, which is totally doable. I mean, thousands of people do it all the time, all year. It just happens to be on your roof. What would you say, Rhino Gear asks, what would you say is the most important element in the content you create? I would say that it is the human element. Understanding the stories and the people behind the trip, that are on the trip, and the perspectives that they're getting, and watching someone grow through the experience of overlanding versus, yeah, that definitely takes the priority over anything else. Because that's frankly, we all like to watch other people go through things, and it's fun to watch trucks do stuff and that, but at the end of the day, it's the human element that's the most important to Expedition Overland. Let's see. Let's see. Do you remember all your rig nicknames since you first started XO? Yeah, XO1, XO2, XO3, so original. XO1 was just XO1. No, X1. And then X2 didn't have a nickname. X1 Little Bird. That was awesome. X3 Meridian. Apollo. Rufio. Trinity. Oh, man. Samson. Yeah, I can for the most part. I think that's almost all of them. We have some new ones too coming up. What do you use to purify your water while on expedition? The thing we've used the most is a Katadyn. I forget what they're called, but it's made by Katadyn, and it's like a big bag that you fill up full of the water to be filtered, and you just hang it on a roof rack, and gravity feeds it through a filter into a jerry can. That's how we've done most of it. We do have a couple other 12-volt systems. One was the Scout something, I forget. I need to look this up, but it filtered a lot of water fast, which is nice for big expeditions and big groups of people when you're trying to put a lot of water back in tanks and things like that. But yeah, and we've gone away from any of the hand pumps, but they'd be fine for a family on a weekend. But yeah, the Katadyn drip bag version is probably the best, and it packs away and goes to nothing, especially for as little as we kind of tend to use water filtration systems while overlanding, because we can carry water. Anyway, let's see. Let's see. Oh, then we have Odin Sean. Sean, you asked, most vehicles with names are female, yours are male. How come? I have no idea. Odin was named after, my good friend Travis that passed away this last year. He had Norse lineage and was into Vikings and all that stuff. So we named it Odin for him. Trinity is probably our only female name right now. And I don't know. That's a good question. We were kind of like, man, Samson's got from Samson in the Bible. So maybe all of our Toyota products in the future will be biblical names. And then all of the GM or the Jeep products will be Norse names. Who knows? Maybe we should play with that. Taylor Morgan says, tell everyone how to join your email newsletter. That's a good question. How do you join the email newsletter? You just sign up. You go to the website and say, I'd like to, at xoverland.com, and say I'd like to sign up for the newsletter. It's called The Insider. And we release special content, fun content more often there. And it's kind of a fun way to keep track of the inside happenings that is going on inside XO. So yeah, thanks for the reminder. Appreciate that. Let's see. I'm digging through Modify Reality. When is the Greenlight episode's coming out? It's a film and it's in film festivals right now. I explained it a little earlier if you missed it. So yeah. Wildsplat says, with the larger capacity tanks, does the gauge read full, then go back to normal once the level of fuel drop down to the normal levels? Let's see, on the main tank replacements, all of the way that the fuel float sits in the tank, all of the reserve fuel sits on top of the full. So as soon as that reserve fuel or the extra capacity that you've now have in your tank has been depleted, then you'll start to see your gauge run like normal on the normal gallons until the bottom. For the most part, I mean, you do learn to calibrate it a little bit, but that's how it works. And then if you have an aux tank, you pump from an auxiliary tank back into the main tank, and you'll see it fill up over time. And the aux tanks have a little gauge, and you'll see it deplete with the little lights on the side. So you get full readouts on what's going on. Let's see. Do you recommend cast iron for cooking one-pot meals? Sure. Yeah, I cooked on cast iron for a long time. It's a great way. They're heavy is kind of the downfall of that. But you can't beat a cast iron. You just got to put up with the weight. We use the Stanley Adventure Cook Set, and I have found that the Stanley, if you've seen the Proven episode on galley system, the Adventure Cook Set by Stanley is probably it is the best balance in cookware that I've come across. When it comes to not being too lightweight, but not too heavy either. It's got enough weight at the bottom of the pots that allow good, even heat distribution, and without being really heavy or so thin that you burn everything. Check them out. I think they're probably on Amazon or whatnot. Thoughts on Jeep? Son, almost 5, wants to get out with him in a few years, small and capable. Hey, Jeeps are great. Frankly, they are. They're really good on the trail. Where we have found Jeeps to suffer is just frankly, the comfort on the road. If you're on the road a lot and you're doing a lot of highway miles and things like that, they don't have very good road manners compared to like a 4Runner or a Land Cruiser, of course, or even a Tacoma Tundra. You got to drive them. You just got to maintain them. You got to drive them down the road, and they're noisy. But man, once you get them on the trail, they are awesome. So if you're going to look at a lot of trail heavy stuff where you want to beef it up and take a very capable vehicle right off the lot, a Jeep's a good way to go. Let's see. What else we got? I'll take a few more. I'm sure we could do this all day since we're all in the house. You say, Drake Phillips, I want to see the taco. I can't. It's not here. It's in the Yukon right now. So I'd love to show you, but it's physically impossible. Toyota products in the future. Is that a hint for future Toyota rig? From Angelo Hernandez? Maybe. We have great relationships with people at Toyota, with Lexus. So we never know what's coming down the line there, if there's a partnership to be had. But we also buy trucks too. Our last 2 vehicles we've purchased, we purchased Trinity at the dealership, and we purchased Odin at the dealership too in Detroit with no discounts or anything. So it kind of whatever we feel we want to scratch the itch on building something. And that's what we'll do. If Toyota wants to get involved, awesome. We'll certainly work with them. Rob, with the Toyota TSS, the sensors for radar, speed control, and such, have you encountered issues that were hard to overcome after lifting the vehicles? Only on the Tundra. The Land Cruiser, for some reason, accepted everything, and it's been running perfect ever since. The Tundra did have complications. So yeah, take it for what it's worth. We actually did go in and get some of the things cleared, and then got a sticker under the steering wheel saying that, don't use some of the features because it's not been approved by Toyota, which makes sense. They can't verify it if you're going to modify it. And it's a safety feature thing from them, so I get it, So let's see. One man trail. Hi Clay, I'm stuck in Iraq watching LOL. Well, I hope you're having a good time. I'm sure you're stuck in with the coronavirus thing. Iraq got hit real hard, or was that Iran? I think it was Iran, but I'm sure you're undergoing a lot of things. We're all like hunkered down in place over here in the U.S. But thanks for watching over there. Hope you're getting some inspiration for when you get home to go see some places. We've had so many people over the years tell us that they, watched a lot of stuff while on deployments, and that's awesome. We really appreciate that, and I hope it's giving you something to look forward to when you get home. So, uh, Jose from Trail Chasers, you're welcome. We just launched an episode on Trail Chasers podcast. We were down at the Adventure Expo in Southern California a week ago, and yeah, they just launched our podcast. We sat down with those guys. It was really fun. Ambition Overland. Any tips for video production for up and coming YouTubers? Workflow, filming, best practices. Whew. Develop systems. Eliminate drag anywhere you can. If you find yourself just really dragging on something, like for us, it was power management systems. We put so much time and effort into getting our power management system, so we were never down a camera. And then the biggest tip that I can give you is map your episodes, figure out where you are, write down your stories as you're going. Don't just go shoot a bunch of stuff and get to the post room and hope it works out. It's going to triple your post-production time. And it's going to, if you map it, it's going to make it so much better of a story if you can map it while you're in the moment. So there you go. There's a couple tips. Let's see. What else we got here? Thanks, I will not comply. Visiting Africa anytime soon, Ronald. Not in the near future, but it's not on the radar either. But we've got some stuff that we're looking into. Yeah, I'll take 2 more questions. Let's see. I'll wait for a couple good ones. They're all good ones. Any Canada trips? This won't count. Yeah, there's one going on right now. Go check out Facebook and Instagram. Collabs with other overlanders. Great. Potentially. Yeah. Just depends on what we're doing and if it fits with the mission at hand with Expedition Overland. Yeah, I guess so. Taylor asks, what's her favorite zombie movie? And it's World War Z, of course. And Eduardo, you asked the hardest question ever. If you could have one rig, which would it be? Oh, if it was for international travel, it would be the 200 Series Land Cruiser. If it was for North America travel, it's the one I'm sitting in, a Ram 3500 Prospector with a 4-wheel camper on the back. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. That's awesome. I hope everyone stays positive through all of this. Help your neighbor and maybe find a way to get out. Our school just got canceled for a couple weeks, so we might be pulling kids and going and try and take advantage of this in our life to go camping. I've never heard a better excuse to go overlanding in my life than social distancing. I think we should all take it up. But on your way out, help a neighbor, work together as a team. Overlanders, I'm just going to preach for a second. Overlanders, we have the ability to help a lot of people. We have mindset that is self-reliant, which is awesome. We're often intuitive. We're fixers. We fix things, and we think ahead. And that puts us in a position, potentially, to help other people. So keep your eye out to see if you can do that. Hope everybody stays safe out there, stays well, and hunker down through this time. Learn everything you can from it. Thanks for watching Expedition Overland. Thanks for all of you that went out and are adding Amazon Prime reviews for us. That is absolutely so critical for us to thrive on Amazon, which is going to provide us with more and more opportunities to do cool, big things in the future. So thank you all who went and did that today. And yeah, hang tight out there. Thank you so much. I'm excited to see what your adventures are over this next year, etc. We're going to keep working here. Have a great Sunday, and we'll catch you all later. Ciao.